Alrighty, we are getting started again. We're getting fired back up again. Get the news feed on. I apologize, man. I should have been live hours ago. If you're wondering where I was, I've been at the emergency room. I had to get. Dude, I had a issue. Had a passing kidney stone. Oh my goodness, I was getting it fired up, getting it started, plugging it in, and I could not. And I had to immediately take myself to get some assistance. So we're good now. We are good now. Yes, I'm doing better. I am doing much better compared to how I was doing a little earlier. That was horrible. All right, so we're good to go. Everyone check in. How we doing? It's the afternoon time. Shout out to everybody that tuned in all night last night into the coverage of this, and it is still a shit show. It is still a shit show. Possible ending to this coup, but we'll talk about that and get into it even further. So let's just dive right in. Comment where you guys are tuned in from, what city, what state, where in the world you're watching from. We're going to plug right back into what's going on. Plugging right back into the mainframe. But the latest that's came in is that the Wagner Group has been ordered to turn around. And I put this out on Twitter. All right, Moscow, Associated Press. The Wagner chief says he has ordered his mercenaries to halt their march towards Moscow to avoid shedding Russian blood. And I say that, and then, man, I'm in their Telegram channels now. Right, I'm in the Wagner Telegram, and they are like, it's not going good. Okay, like this one, all right, Alex Parker returns. This was one of the Wagner Telegram channels until just about 20 minutes ago. And then it seems like it's been taken over by an Alex Parker. And it's just, they're mad. They're pissed. They are not, the Wagner Group is not doing well right now, especially after what's been transpiring and seeing these messages. And it's some mixed messages going on here. You got lots of, we need Google Translate. We have mixed messages coming in. Either they're staying, they're going. It's too late, in my opinion. So, Prigozhin dishonored Donald. This is coming from, listen, you guys. This was just posted. Okay, this was literally just posted. And this is coming from I was literally using this as one of the Wagner sources last night. Again, it's got almost 230,000 people in it. Hey, listen, my Telegram, we have 1,300 people in it. And I thought that's a lot. He has 230,000 nearly. And they're in this, all right? So this is what was just a Wagner PMC Telegram channel. Prigozhin not only dishonored himself, but everyone who believed in him. I still hold only on because I survived the murder of 2 brigade commanders and shame and betrayal of the Minsk. And here is another blow. I will become even more cynical, and perhaps I will never believe in anything again. Golly, boy, never believe in anything again, dude. Like, it's bad. So not only was obviously the incursion into Russian territory from the Wagner Group bad for Russia, it's gonna descend into even more chaos here, because now this guy, Hot Dog Boy, has decided, yeah, actually we're gonna be turning around. But he's got people wound up already. We're marching. And Putin already called him. Putin already made the address last night. Oh my goodness. Not to be an analyst, but I'm not going to make any long-term predictions, but Putin called Prigozhin a traitor only just a few hours ago. That's what I'm saying. And said those responsible for the coup would face justice. Now, presumably, Prigozhin walks away with his wishes, including what should be effective Wagner immunity and a major shakeup in the Ministry of... Wow. So this has come from OSINT Technical. Still immensely hilarious that Wagner forces managed to a near unopposed road march of over 800 kilometers in 18 hours, nearly reaching Moscow, downing multiple Russian helicopters in an extremely valuable fixed-wing position platform, all while only losing a single truck. Like, the Wagner Group shot down helicopters. They shot down Russian airplanes and helicopters here. Not sure if Prigozhin is actually going to get what he wants, but Putin's position, and arguably the entire Russian government, has been absolutely weakened. Insane. Wow. This is just becoming new shit now. We got Terrell back in Ukraine. President Zelensky let's go to Zelensky's words on Ukraine while they're watching this transpire in the Russian territory. Where's everybody watching from? Where's everybody watching from? I hope you had a good day. Hope you're having a good Saturday so far. I was at the ER, so we got started extra late and not on time. Right? I apologize. I was gonna get started about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So Zelensky put out a few. Let me see here. Where should we start? Okay, so Zelensky here. This was his first message that he put out early this morning, right before 5 a.m. my time, right? 4:55 in the morning. And this is what Zelensky writes. Everyone who chooses the path of evil destroys himself, right? And Zelensky didn't say a word about this until this morning. Who sends columns of troops to destroy the lives of another country and cannot stop them from fleeing and betraying when life resists. Who terrorizes with missiles and when they are shot down, humiliates himself to receive Shahed drones. Who despises people and throws hundreds of thousands into the war in order to eventually barricade himself in the Moscow region from those whom he himself armed. For a long time, Russia used propaganda to mask its weakness and stupidity of the government. And now there is so much chaos that no one can hide it. And all of this is one person who again and again scares by the year of 1917, although he is able to result in nothing else but this. Russia's weakness is obvious, full-scale weakness, and the longer Russia keeps its troops and mercenaries on our land, the more chaos, pain, and problems it will have for later. It is also obvious Ukraine is able to protect Europe from the spread of Russian evil and chaos. Little dig there at the European Union and Europe, sir, using Ukraine as a shield while holding them back. You better not attack Russian territory. We keep our resilience, unity, and strength. All our commanders, all our soldiers know what to do. Glory to Ukraine. And that was from President Zelensky. All right, here's another one. We all remember how the head of Russia threatened the world in 2021. He had some ultimatums. He was trying to show a kind of strength. The year 2022 showed what he confused his illusions and the lies he was fed with strength. They in the Kremlin are capable of resorting to any terror, capable of resorting to any stupidity. But they cannot provide even 1% of the necessary control, and they are the problem. In one day, they lost several of their million-plus cities and showed all Russian bandits, mercenaries, oligarchs, and anyone else how easy it is to capture Russian cities and probably arsenals with weapons. Now it is very important that no one in the world remains silent because of being afraid of this Russian chaos. All of the actions of the leaders now can be historic. Every word of journalists is worth its weight in gold. It is necessary to clearly name the source of the problem. And if someone in the world tries to ignore the situation, if someone in the world is under the illusion that the Kremlin is capable of regaining control, this only postpones the problem until the next breakthrough of chaos, even more dangerous. Let's listen. Dear Ukrainians, people of the world, good health to you. Today is a day there definitely should be no silence. And we definitely need leadership. Today, the world saw that the bosses of Russia do not control anything. Nothing at all. Complete chaos. Complete absence of any predictability. And it is happening on Russian territory, which is fully loaded with weapons. We all remember how the head of Russia threatened the world in 2021. He had some ultimatums. He was trying to show a kind of strength. The year 2022 showed that he was confused. His illusions and the lies he was fed with strength. They in the Kremlin are capable of resorting to any terror, capable of resorting to any stupidity, but they cannot provide even 1% of the necessary control, and they are the real problem. In one day, they lost several of their million-plus cities and showed all Russian bandits, mercenaries, oligarchs, and anyone else how easy it is to capture Russian cities and probably arsenals with weapons. Now, it is very important that no one in the world remains silent because of being afraid of this Russian chaos. All of the actions of the leaders can now be historic. Every word of journalists is worth its weight in gold. It is necessary to clearly name the source of the problem. And if someone in the world tries to ignore the situation, if someone in the world is under the illusion that the Kremlin is capable of regaining control, this only postpones the problem until the next breakthrough of chaos, even more dangerous. We all know the solution. First, the world should not be afraid. We know that only our unity protects us. Ukraine will definitely be able to protect Europe from any Russian forces, and it doesn't matter who commands them. We will protect. The security of Europe's eastern flank depends only on our defense, and that is why every manifestation of support for our defense is support for your defense. Everyone in the free world, Ukrainian soldiers, Ukrainian guns, Ukrainian tanks, Ukrainian missiles are all that protect Europe from such marches as we see today on Russian territory. And when we ask to give the F-16 fighters or the ATACMS, we're enhancing our common defense. Real defense, that is what is needed. Now is the time to provide all of the weapons necessary for defense. Second, everything must be real. It's time for everyone in the world to frankly say that all of Russia's criminal actions against Ukraine were and are unprovoked, and we have to focus exclusively on our common security priorities. NATO is not just a word or a set of formal promises. These are reliable guarantees for everyone that peace won't be destroyed. Without Ukraine, such guarantees are worthless. Already in July at the summit in Vilnius, there is a historical chance for real decisions without looking back at Russia. Any nation that borders Russia really supports this. And to the third, I will say it in Russian. The man from the Kremlin is obviously afraid and probably hiding somewhere, not showing himself. I am sure that he is no longer in Moscow. He calls somewhere and asks something. He knows what he is afraid of. He himself created this threat. All evil, all losses, all hatred, he himself who spreads it. And the longer he can run between his bunkers, the more you will all lose. All who are connected with Russia. What will we, Ukrainians, do? We will defend our country. We will defend our freedom. We will not be silent, and we will not be inactive. We know how to win, and it will happen. Our victory in this war will definitely be. And what will you do? The longer your troops stay on Ukrainian land, the more devastation they will bring to Russia. The longer this person is in the Kremlin, the more disasters there will be. And now I'm switching to my native language. Thanks to our soldiers, thanks to everyone who is now beating the occupiers. Thanks to the Air Force for protecting our skies. Glory to Ukraine. We will defeat everyone. President Zelensky of Ukraine. And it was his message today as all of this is transpiring, right? He posted that in tweets further. Lots of popcorn emojis. Odd. No one knows what's going to happen, but my gut is not buying this yet. Facts. I don't. It's too much. And we also got more Telegram stuff coming in. More Telegram COUP from the mill bloggers while this is going on. Literally at 1:26 p.m. Let's see. Again, this is literally coming from one of the biggest Wagner Telegram channels as of last night. It's been changed. One more result. I am sure that Western intelligence agencies have taken on a pencil on how weak the government in the Russian Federation is. So not only do you have the Ukrainians, Zelensky, president, you know the energy coming from them on how they feel about Russia, but the Wagner private military company and the members of it, regardless of Prigozhin and if he's turning his military around, there's going to be likely a rebellion in Wagner now. Not only is there a rebellion in Russia, and that's being turned around apparently, but there's a rebellion. There's going to be one inside of Wagner itself now. Like they're openly, like this same Telegram channel, the same guy, what is it, Alex now? Changed it completely. Alex Parker returns. Okay? Immediately said earlier that I'm terminating my contract. Where is this? I think this is it right here. I'm ripping it up. It's done. Wagner. Nope. Quickly here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I think this one's it. Where is it? They were coping hard here. It's one of these. I don't know. There you go. I'm breaking my contract with the Wagner Group. And then prior to that, like it's been descending worse here for the actual Wagner Group now, because Prigozhin rallied them all. Already a politician with dubious prospects, talking about Prigozhin. They were, look at, then right here, you guys can see it. Channel photo updated, channel renamed. They did that like just an hour ago. Not even an hour ago. Coming from one of the top mill blogger channels for the Wagner Group. What do you guys think? I don't think it's... Ministry of Defense Shoigu was detained by the FSO, Federal Securities Service of the President of the Russian Federation. What is happening? Prigozhin got what he wanted? Prigozhin, the new leader of Russia with Lukashenko? So what led to this, and what led to Wagner Group turning around now on their way to Moscow, apparently, is Belarusian dictator Lukashenko claimed he had talks directly with Prigozhin, after which Wagner's boss announced the mercenaries' retreat, according to Lukashenko's press service. Lukashenko also claimed that Wagner was negotiating a deal that would envisage security guarantees for the mercenaries. Yo. So Gerasimov and Shoigu are done? What about Putin's speech earlier? All right, if you missed Putin's speech really quick, because that... Yo. War translated. War translated. So it was for nothing then? This should just give even more, like those that are on the fence, or you thought that Russia was it for you because you hate NATO and you hate the West or something. Where's Putin's speech now? We have translated videos now from last night, which is amazing. I know, I thought he translated Putin's speech too. Damn, this was hours ago now. It's already been 8 hours. Wow. Okay, they shot down helicopters, you guys. Like, we were watching this all night last night. They were getting Russian soldiers in the mix. There we go. I'll see above for... Oh, no. Why no translations on the video? Damn it. Where's the AI translated? Why won't you put it in the video? Because it's faster, probably. Let me see if I can find it quick. There we go. All right. So it's coming from Mario, which they have a space going that Elon's trying to promote. And when Elon promoted it, and I've been watching this shit because I watch the meta of Twitter too, of what they're doing, what they got going on. And they actually, all morning, I've been listening, they had a solid space going, like actually talking about some serious shit. And then Elon shared it, and then immediately Kim.com and Ian Miles Wrong and all of the top Twitter propagandists are hopping in now and putting their propaganda spin on this. All right, so here's Putin's speech. We heard Zelensky. Here's what Putin had to say early this morning. We waited for an hour for him to speak. All right, here he goes. I address the citizens of Russia, to the personnel of the armed forces, law enforcement, agencies, and special services, and fighters and commanders, who are now fighting at their positions, repelling enemy attacks. They do it heroically, I know. I spoke again last night with the commanders at all fronts. I also address those who have been deceived or coerced into a criminal adventure, driven onto the path of a serious crime, an armed rebellion. Russia is currently engaged in a fierce struggle for its future, repelling the aggression of neo-Nazis and their masters. Almost the entire military, economic, and information machinery of the West is directed against us. We are fighting for the lives and safety of our people, for our sovereignty and independence. Clown. For the right to be and to remain Russia, a state with a 1,000-year history. This battle, when the fate of our people is being decided, requires the unity of all forces. Unity, consolidation, responsibility when everything that weakens us must be cast aside. Any discord that our external enemies can use and are using to undermine us from within. And therefore, actions that divide our unity are essentially a betrayal of our people. Comrades in arms who are currently fighting on the front, this is a stab in the back of our country and our people. Such a blow was dealt to Russia in 1917. Here we go. When the country was fighting, but the victory was stolen from us. Scheming, quarreling, political maneuvering behind the back of the army and the people resulted in the greatest upheaval, the destruction of the army and the collapse of the state, the loss of vast territories. And in the end, the tragedy of the Civil War, Russians killed Russians, brothers killed brothers, and exploiting it for selfish gain, various political adventurers and foreign forces divided our country. They tore it to pieces. We will not allow this to happen again. We will protect our people and our statehood from any threats, including betrayal at home. And what we've encountered now is betrayal, plain and simple. Excessive ambitions and personal interests have led to betrayal. The betrayal of our country, our people, and the cause for which, alongside other units and divisions, fighters and commanders of the Wagner Group fought and died. Heroes who liberated Soledar and Bakhmut, cities and towns in the Donbass. They fought and gave their lives for Novorossiya, for the unity of the Russian world. Their names and glory have also been betrayed by those who attempt to organize an insurrection, who drive the country towards anarchy and fratricide, towards ultimate defeat and capitulation. I will repeat it. Any trouble at home is a deadly threat to our statehood, to us as a nation. It is a blow to Russia, to our people, and our actions to defend the fatherland from such a threat. We will be severe. Anyone who consciously embarked on the path of betrayal, those who prepared an armed rebellion and resorted to blackmail and terrorist methods will face inescapable punishment. They will be held accountable under the law and before our people. The armed forces and other state agencies have received the necessary orders. Additional counterterrorism measures are currently being implemented in Moscow, in the Moscow region, and in several other regions. Decisive actions will also be taken to stabilize the situation in Rostov. It remains challenging. The operations of the civilian and military authorities are effectively being blockaded. As the President of Russia and the Supreme Commander-in-Chief, as a citizen of Russia, I will do everything to defend the country, to protect the constitutional order and the lives, security, and freedom of its citizens. Those who organized and prepared the military rebellion, those who took up arms against their comrades in arms, has betrayed Russia, and they will answer for it. And those who are being drawn into this crime, I urge them not to commit a fatal and tragic, irrevocable cause. Make the only right choice to cease participation in criminal activities. I believe that we will preserve and defend what is dear and sacred to us. Together with our homeland, we will overcome any challenges. We will become even stronger. Interesting. Any challenges, even stronger. You're going to face the highest punishment possible for being a part of the coup. But, I mean, that was posted early this morning. Utilities in the Lipetsk region are backfilling the asphalt. What does that mean? They're putting it back now? What a shit show. What a clown world. What a clown country. God, dude. Dude, fuck Russia, bro. Honestly. I hope all the independent states in Russia just fucking take it back. Defense Minister. No, that's Armed Forces Day. People are starting to go to bed that have been up all night. I took a few hours of sleep. Damn, Kadyrev's forces still must be stuck in the traffic jam. So Kadyrov, the TikTok army, was called to assist in the situation, but apparently, hold on. Apparently, they've been stuck in a traffic jam. Where are they at here? You see, that's going to be a lot of footage of them just getting destroyed. Oh man, I should have retweeted the video when I saw it. Maybe I just do Kadyrov. They were literally stuck in like their BTRs. There we go, found it. Kadyrov's troops are reportedly getting closer to Rostov, with claims that they may be as close to 7 kilometers, but they're stuck in the traffic jam. Yeah. And can't get to your incursion. You can't stop your rebellion when you got traffic. All right, so that was the Wagner Group earlier on today. All right, I don't think they've waiting for Ahmed and versus Wagner videos. That was about 5 hours ago now at this point. Let's take John Sweeney. Where is he at here? I know John posted a new one. So again, the latest is Prigozhin is reportedly halted the march to Moscow and is working with the Russian government now, or whoever, Lukashenko. It's like kind of unknown, honestly. It's really just unknown. Lukashenko and Prigozhin had a phone call, and I also saw that Shoigu was being removed, but I haven't seen anything else on that yet. We're still waiting for further. So just the long version, right? This is a good update from Geo confirmed from yesterday to today. Update, short version. Wagner Rebellion was real, right? At first, when the information was coming in, things were sus. Wasn't sure what was going on. Is this really happening type things? So there was messages from Wagner and Russian sources, lots of voice memos going back and forth. The Rozgavirda in Rostov was activated. I mean, we literally early this morning watched Wagner just enter Rostov with no problem. No problems at all. All right. Let's go to that really quick. Let's go to that. And some of the stuff we were seeing. Boy, I was in the emergency room today. I was in the ER. Not doing well. This is the highlight. This is Rostov after the Wagner had seized the city. Someone driving by on their bike blaring because I got high from Afro Man. There were traffic jams. I mean, you just go back. There's Prigozhin and Rostov earlier. About it was over 12 hours ago now. It seems like it was just 5 minutes ago. Sat down with the Southern Military District Commander and the GRU commander, called them old clowns to their face. All right, you had everything is fine, everything is normal. No need to panic. Right, views like that going on in Rostov earlier. Tanks just pulled in. Right, people are still trying to clean the streets, I guess. And it was a full-on, like, they were taking defensive positions and everything. Moved right on in that city. And main battle tanks in there. Boy, they were, okay, this is just some of the highlights. Lowlights for Russia, but highlights for us. It was a no-shit situation. Shout out to everybody that was up with the coverage all night last night. We started about 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the evening, and ended at 2:30 in the morning. So it was a long one. And there was the tanks on their way to Rostov. They had main battle tanks, BTRs, Tigers, which are their MRAPs.
Ёб твою дивизию! Это что такое? Это что такое? Это что, блядь, такое? Кто, блядь, это? Вы кто, блядь? А ну нахуй свинтили отсюда, вы кто? Это что?
Hey, what's more of a disappointing ending if this is how it's going to end? Which I still don't think, like, after what Putin said this morning himself, I mean, he's weak already. The ramifications of this. The security forces published a photo of what they found during the search in the office of Prigozhin. Yevgeny Prigozhin Bobrov. Damn, we're just doxing Prigozhin right now, huh? Bobrov. Damn, just full on right there, huh? They went and, wow. Found a few Makarovs there, it looks like, huh? This is what he had in his office. What do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks different. I don't know what that is. That's a different Soviet pistol, I think, than a Makarov. What the hell kind of a desk is that? Who's that? That doesn't look like Prigozhin, but it says Prigozhin on there. That's weird. That doesn't look like him at all. Cash. Just cash. Yeah, who is the one that has the lumps of cash coming to him? Like in tanky morons. Ukraine's getting all these lump sums of cash from U.S. taxpayers. Look at that. Just dumb amounts of money. U.S. dollars in there too. That's U.S. dollars in that briefcase. Like a mafia boss or something. It's exactly what they are, though. It's exactly what Russia is. Lavrov denied Putin's words about the presence of nuclear weapons in Belarus. Bro. We held negotiations with our union state that would move part of the tactical nuclear weapons to Belarusian territory. This has happened. The first nuclear weapons have been delivered to the territory of Belarus. That was on June 16th, though. That doesn't have to do with what we're tracking right now. It's looking like Putin's backing down to Prigozhin. If Shoigu and Gerasimov are out, then Prigozhin's goal was successful. He didn't want to. It didn't seem like he wanted to like destroy Moscow. He was making that clear. Like they didn't want to even engage in hostilities with other Russians. Like they were. His whole purpose was I want to punish Shoigu and Gerasimov for getting everyone killed. Well, this is from the defense of Ukraine while we're waiting for further on that shit show of a situation. Russian soldiers must leave Ukraine and go save their homes from the war that the Kremlin has unleashed within Russia. The enemies of Russian soldiers and the Russian people are not in Ukraine. They are in Moscow. All right, so the latest from the defense of Ukraine, watching all this. Russian soldier, I am the defense minister of Ukraine, Alexei Reznikov. You have been lied to and betrayed. Your war is not here in Ukraine. The war is at your home. Go home, protect your place, give hugs to your loved ones. We won't shoot you in your back. We don't need Russian land. Take care of your country. Take care of your fate. You still have a chance to survive. Damn. You know, one from Alexei today. Alexei Reznikov, the 30 seconds, 28 seconds. Yo, you get out of Ukraine now. Where's this coming from? Prigozhin's phenomenal choice. You almost nullified Putin, took control of the central authorities. He did all that happened though. That happened though, and then Putin is backing down and removing Shoigu. If that's going to happen, I've only seen that once so far. I've only seen. Let me see. Shoigu. Former supporter of Prigozhin about alleged agreement between Prigozhin and Russian authorities. Now it's finally allowed to say that 3 things have been promised. 1, Shoigu's resignation. 2, amnesty for musicians, right? Wagner mercenaries. That's what Wagner leader Prigozhin refers to as his mercenaries, his orchestra, his musicians. That's what he refers to them as. 3, the possibility to return to Africa. I'm sure that in reality he signed his own death sentence and Wagner PMC as well, of course. In general, many Wagner war correspondents are extremely disappointed. Oh, that's an understatement. That is an understatement. What do they have going on? Uh-oh. Yo, there. This is the Telegram chat. What is this now? Are they protesting? Uh-oh. See, while you guys, the Wagner Group and the Ministry of Defense might have a deal, but you have too many within the Wagner Group. That's how we say goodbye to musicians in Rostov. PMC Wagner had a huge popular support and every chance to change something, but the criminal, insignificant, betrayed everyone. This is coming from their top Wagner channel. Yo. So this is in Rostov, the city that the Wagner Group had taken over, right, this morning, last night, saying that the people don't want us to leave. They like us. They love the Wagner. Like, we were betrayed from Prognosin now. Here's another one. What a shit show. How long until Russia just descends into warlords and chaos like we're all expecting? Call of Duty predicted it. I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is like just about this in general. Yeah. I know a lot of y'all are disappointed. You wanted to see Moscow burning and whatever. And another day. Another day. Listen, this is a stepping stone to that. This is a stepping stone to Moscow, and like, you can't come back from this. In the grand, they can try to play games and everything. I mean, you already have morons too in the West, like this idiot, like this absolute fucking. I have a different word, but I can't say it on YouTube. I have a different word for this person. Where is she at? Look at this. This is the American. Where is it? Oh, is she tweeting over it now? I've seen this posted now multiple times. Oh, here we go. They're trying to say that. There we go. All right. So Loomer, Laura Loomer here. I truly believe the U.S. government, and I've seen this from lots of Twitter propagandists which influence Americans. So this is for my American audience. If you want to be looking out for propaganda, narrative bullshit, this is one of them. I truly believe the U.S. government is working with the CIA to stage a coup in Russia to oust Putin so that Joe Biden can campaign on toppling Putin. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Just seems like all this coordinated so Biden can take credit for ending the Ukraine-Russia war and pretend to be a hero. This app is cooked, bro. 14,000 likes. Almost 15,000 likes. This app is burnt. This platform is cooked. Done. In the gutter. It's done. It's over. That got nearly 15,000 likes. Lots of probably bots. Lots of bots likely. But dude, just go else. Go somewhere. Go into an island or something. Go away. But those are the people that are influencing Americans here. A CIA-backed coup with the VOG. Get it the fuck out of here, bro. That's not the only one. There's been a ton of them. A ton of them so far that are trying to spin this already. What's the COUP brigade talking about? While we're waiting, let's see what the COUP brigade's saying here. Let me see. Oh yeah, I got Ian Miles in there, but they had Kim in there earlier. Let's see what they're talking about.
Let's cast our minds back. As the day went on, who was the first person Putin spoke to? It was Lukashenko. Yeah. What happened in Belarus quite quickly? We saw a development of activity there as well. So what I would say very firmly is that I think Lukashenko has come out of this quite well, actually. I used to think he was a bit of a diluted puppet, but actually he's shown to be a very valuable figure for Putin in his near abroad, in his counterbalancing against, the West and so on. So and Erdogan, I think it's shown that, if you have a very steadfast, strong.
Do we have like a different? Okay, I guess it's me then. I have a different idea of strength. I have a completely different idea of what strength looks like. And as the leader of the country, as the president of Russia for the past 20 some years, calling on Wish version Grimace, looking Wish version Hitler, Lukashenko, and Belarus to take care of your problems is incredibly weak. How is that good? How are you spinning that into, oh my dude, I don't understand. That's not
He's
my version of
offering,
strength.
basically amnesty and recruitment for prisoners. Right, that's one of the things that he's pushing in, and also there's new crackdowns on various, I wouldn't say freedoms, but like the way that things are handled on in the media and in in civilian life itself. I mean, a lot of people, they showed their hand today, right? Putin forced them to play their hands. They came out, came out swinging, thinking that, oh, Putin's finally going to be toppled, and now they're worse for wear. I mean, like, I'm just hearing reports now that all those signs and those logos of Wagner that were removed from public spaces, because people are tearing them down, they're appearing back up again. Wagner symbols are appearing all over again.
100%. And what I'd add to that,
What are they
is
talking about,
the
bro?
war. This thing has happened. A flash fire, if you like, a flash event has suddenly happened, and we're sort of thinking. I was sitting down at this time getting ready to listen to Imran Khan, and suddenly I'm talking to you about an attempted coup in the largest state, second largest military, largest nuclear power in the world. I can't believe that this is happening.
We're still going. We're going with the second military
what I do
still.
think, though, is we need to remember that there is still an ongoing war, which a year ago was considered to be the greatest threat to modern day society since the Second World War. An example that great power in kinetic war is not finished. But what this has done, I think, greatly changed the dynamics on the Eastern Front. Whether or not the Ukrainians will definitely sort of dominate it, I'm not sure, but it's definitely played into their hands. And I want to see how quickly the Russian government can muster up their strategical, initiative to either slow down that counteroffensive or change the war in their favor. Which,
yeah, we're going to see how that develops in the next few days, for sure.
So I just wanted a very quick update. Sorry, the press service of the governor of Rostov region.
Boy, they still believe in Russia, don't they? They still think Russia's this force to be reckoned with. Just dumb. These people have been caught up, like the people in here have been in spaces talking about culture wars every day. United States culture wars. They haven't even been paying attention to the invasion of Ukraine. This Mario dude just started. You probably didn't even know who PMC Wagner was 2 days ago, but now that Elon's sharing them, this is the best. Look at the best Twitter space. This is the best commentary on the Ukraine war now. Yeah, just horseshit, y'all. The COUP brigade. They got some solid speakers in there. They had a good space earlier going, and it's just descending into a gateway to supporting Russia. It seems like that's where you're gonna get it. Many questions remain about the future of Prigozhin and the Wagner Group. Vladimir Putin won't forget the day thousands of fighters drove towards Moscow. The timing was as bad as possible for the Ministry of Defense. They are heavily committed to trying to hold back Ukrainians' counteroffensive. That's why Wagner could move so fast with a relatively small force, but the optics for Wagner are very bad, particularly if Ukraine makes gains this week, which it's looking like it. Listen, I'm not going to go into the Ukraine stuff yet. We'll do that tonight at our normal time. But Ukraine, on the other hand, is working here. They're working in their front lines. I'm hoping that through this weekend, with the weakness of what's happening, some type of aid is given, some serious, like attackums now. Like, you got to take advantage of the situation. Ukraine must take advantage of what's happening right now. Ukrainians are talking like they think Prigozhin has lost his nerve. Let's go to the Russian Telegram channel quick and see what their COUP is saying, because they're just descending into complete nihilism now at this point. Here's the latest Wagner Millblogger post. 12 military pilots were killed in an attempt to stop the progress of the musicians, which again is the Wagner Group. I believe that a politician with dubious prospects bears full responsibility for their... Oh, yuck. Oh, yuck. That dude. So trying to like snitch on Prigozhin, kind of that energy. It's like that rat energy type. Well, just whatever. Yuck, dude. Absolutely yuck. Being in that world. What does this say? What a pity. What a pity. What is this one? More celebrations of Rostov? You bald, stupid fool. Oh, you bald, stupid fool. Dude, they are not happy. This is the Wagner Mill Blogger channel, which was just in the last hour taken over by the user who was running it on behalf of the Wagner. God, this is the dumbest thing I think I've ever... This is the dumbest fucking... most stupid thing ever. Well, there's Russia. People in the streets. We have 1 million plus people cheering Wagner, shouting Wagner in the streets. You got an armed rebellion that pushed through 4 cities on its way to Moscow untouched. Helicopters, pilots were shot down, killed. Before this, in Ukraine, the Wagner Group detained the 72nd Brigade commander. 1:55 p.m. This was 5 minutes ago in the other Wagner channel. This one has, so between that channel and this one, that's like 500, that's like a half a mil, right? Between this channel's got 218. Oh, they're losing people. But didn't I say that they were at nearly 230,000 earlier? Woo! That Telegram channel count's going down, down, down. It's going down. It was at 229,000 when we checked last. It's at 218,000 now. What about this one? Is this one even loading? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, they're showing photos of all the people greeting the Wagners. Look at how nice we are. This was posted at 1:55. Latest Wagner Telegram. During this day, the country realized who is who. All the liberals and noble elite fucking began to move. Immediately at the first danger, they began to leave their estates. The true patriots of our country have been and remain with us, who wrote words of support right. And they do it not only in words, but also in deeds. Our fighters fulfilled the task of at the head of our commander. So you got Wagner Group infighting now. You got the Wagner Group. What are we at now here? Oh, the Wagner Group is not doing okay right now. They're not all right. So you got one channel here that's saying, hey, we're following the commands of Prigozhin. We did the work. We did what we were supposed to. We're following the commands. And then this channel completely removed all Wagner, everything. Are they even still UA Wagner? What's their username? Yeah, AP Wagner. This is what it was called just a little over an hour ago. And now this Alex person who runs the thing took it over and is complete defeat now. Just complete COUP. That's what it's descended to. All right, let's check the latest. Let's keep going. This is just a situation now. Members of the Russian military have just took back home in dysfunction. Who's this person? Mark Polymeropoulos. Okay, speaks to an MSNBC anchor. 37 seconds.
The Russian military who are fighting in Ukraine only, just have to look back home and see dysfunction. And there's going to be questions on, which units are loyal to either Prigozhin or to Putin. If I was, advising the Ukrainian military, I would say, put the gas, put your foot in the gas pedal. If I
line those peons up, Ukraine. I had a vision. All right? All Ukraine has, right? Maybe it was my dream last night. Boy, just do it. Line some peons up, right? Line some peons and just start blasting these Russian positions. Just start hammering tree lines, just artillery. That's what I'm saying. The United States and others this weekend needs to give Ukraine an extra batch of artillery. And this weekend, tonight, tomorrow, at some point, just bombard, all out bombard the Russian positions right now and hit them with artillery. Make them feel what they're hearing in Russia. Make them feel it. Make them feel it on the front lines. That's what needs to happen tonight, tomorrow night, this weekend. Ukraine, line up some peons, line up the panzers, line them up and start hammering these positions, right? Even if they don't send their infantry down yet, because they don't want to risk, there's still lots of mines out there and lots of traps, but just the shock of the artillery alone, a big shock and awe artillery campaign in Zaporizhia this weekend would send the Russian positions and the Russians out here in their positions still running because they know what's happening in Russia. They're hearing it. Wagner chief says mercenaries are turning back after advance towards Moscow, right? So this is the latest in what's happening now in Russia, okay? But there's still like confusion about what's really happening because, again, I mean, we're watching it live still. We're watching the Wagner Group Telegram channels. They're losing. Look at another 1,000 down. Let me refresh. It says 217,000 now. Oh, they're losing. Numbers are going down in the Wagner. Numbers are dropping. People are infighting in the Wagner Group as well because it's like they did an action where you can't like easily walk it back and say our bad. They shot down 4 Russian helicopters. They seized 4 cities, millions of people, turned Russian army units against Russia themselves. Look at shit still. That was just posted right now as I'm sitting here talking to you guys. They are not doing good right now. They are not okay. They did all that for nothing, for Prigozhin just to make a deal with Lukashenko to say, all right, well, all of your wishes will come true and stop this. Fighters of the PMC Wagner against the background of reports of returning to field camps going to leave Rostov. Returning to field camps. This is the latest post. Well, of course, they're leaving with some water and anything they could plunder. They went shopping, it looks like. Just one big extra PX run or something, or what was this? RPG just sitting there holding it. Wagner Group joking with some of the civilians in Rostov. What had a worse ending, the Wagner coup or Game of Thrones?
Надеюсь, вы расскажете всем остальным, как это на самом деле здесь что было. Давайте же все можно написать.
How long do you guys think Prigozhin's gonna have to be alive? I don't listen. He might have gotten Shoigu out of there and Gerasimov if that's what's gonna happen. But if Putin doesn't fall through on what he says, look at him. This was just posted also right now. What does this say? If he doesn't fall through with what he says, it's like, I mean, he already is making shit up in what the president, Russian Vladimir Putin, but his people believe in him, and so do Western morons and propagandists. They hold on to his every word. Sent a video from Rostov, okay? So what they're trying to do is show that the people love the Wagner Group. That's what these videos are saying. That's what they're trying to frame it as. Wagner Group leaving Rostov. Wagner, they're cheering. All right, just posted. This is from the Wagner Group channel. They're still holding steady. 237,000. 237,000. Yeah, he's still holding here. 154. Haven't changed much. They're showing the videos in the town. Man, oh man, what a shit show. Dmytro Kuleba, who is the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine. Ahead of the Foreign Affairs Council meeting with the EU foreign ministers on Monday, I spoke with my French counterpart to discuss recent developments in Russia and their consequences for the security of Europe, as well as continued support for Ukraine. The Russians have nukes, right? You let warlords, and I mean, even with that, even with how much of a mafia state Russia is, there's a level of Europe and like the US and other allies over here that, well, they have this mindset, and I hate it, so I'm just explaining it, where, well, at least Putin, you know, he threatens to use nukes, but he ain't gonna ever do it. You know, so he's kind of like a guy where they understand his mannerisms type, where they aren't really worried about him putting his finger on the nuclear button, right? Whereas Prigozhin or someone else, they don't know him. They don't know how they're gonna work, having all of these nukes at their fingertips, right? That's the concern, and that's a valid concern, right? Russia's descending into chaos. You got warlords taking over government. Like, listen, ironically, and I played it last night, ironically, Call of Duty, and as I had mentioned, predicted this. Call of Duty did, if you've been playing that game for years. It's basically the situation explained. Captain Price says it.
Good news first, the world's in great shape. We've got a civil war in Russia, government loyalists against ultra-nationalist rebels, and 15,000 nukes at stake.
15,000 nukes.
Just another day at the office.
Just another day at the office. Government supported rebels, warlords. It's descending into chaos. All right, let's tune into the COUP report quick. I gotta use a bathroom. I had to go to the ER this morning for the situation.
But anyway, I think a lot of the neighboring countries, they wanted to see how this whole thing would play out, right? I mean, they didn't come to the Kremlin's backing because it appeared to a lot of people, I think to pretty much everybody in here, that this was going to be a bloody coup. It's going to last for weeks possibly. I mean, there was a lot of chatter in here. I think Patrick thought that it might last months. Where Wagner forces would be fighting against the Russians. They'd be bogged down in a full-scale civil war. There was a lot of chatter about that. I don't think the think tanks agreed with it. I think that most think tanks, like the strategic, I forget the Washington-based one that we quoted several times yesterday.
I can't do Ian Miles wrong. I don't know why listen, there's the numbers dropped since he started talking, right? There was like 100 and some thousand people in this, and I have no idea why they have him even talking. He's not a military expert. He's not even a geopolitical expert. He's a troll. Literally an online internet troll, and here he is, like, with a platform with 50,000 listeners, talking about how just bullshit. I didn't hear anyone say that this was gonna last for months, dude. We were up all night. I didn't see one take saying this is gonna go forever. This is gonna go for months. Bloody, like, everyone was like, what is gonna happen? The energy was, where is this gonna go? How far is Prigozhin gonna go? Everyone had popcorn. People were like having popcorn, like, all right, we're watching. We got to see what happens. No, I didn't see anyone say that this is going to go for months. He's doing this game. He's playing propaganda games. Let's listen to Myra report while I use the bathroom. This is non-Votnik COUP. This is a Ukraine news, and people speak in this one. So I'm going to play this for a couple of minutes while I use the bathroom. We'll be right back.
Been shown by the Russian forces since the invasion. At no time have they shown any professionalism, maybe for the exception of the fighting withdrawal to the north west of Kyiv, but that's pretty much it. Therefore, it should come as no surprise that, like in the last 2 years, since 2014, they have not made advances there. Can you say something about the size of the commitment of troops in that area? Because you said the highest density and, say, bulking up of troops, but what kind of size of troops should one expect in this area? Chuck?
Yes, this is the Russian order of battle map that is just there in that thumb. You have you have these Storm Z detachments, which are the private military contractors that the Ministry of Defense has put together as a counterweight to Wagner. They may not be the greatest guys in the world, but these are paid mercenaries and are a little better equipped than the average Russian grunt. You've got the famed Somalia battalion. You've got the first.
Anybody have questions? Yeah, I've been drinking shitload of water. That's why I had to go.
You've got the 67.
You guys have like legitimate, like anyone that's just tuning in now? I can answer all the questions about what happened up to this point. Now, what is going to happen? I mean, I have no idea. I have no idea what is going to happen with if Shoigu and Gerasimov are out and Prigozhin gets if he's still alive, like Putin threatened him. Putin threatened like death to him and everybody that's participating in this coup. So yeah, what happens next? That's a great question. That's the one I can't answer. If you guys have a question about what's happened to this point, I definitely got you though. I think you're caught up now. So what's going on? It's over. In terms of the convoy that Prigozhin was in on the way to Moscow. So this is where they started. This is where it all started, to the east of Mariupol, which is in Ukraine, right? So the Russians, the Wagner Group, took over this city, right, known as Rostov. Let me fix this. Okay, let me just back out like that. All right. Let me see. Can I fit all of it on the screen? Golly. All right. So here's Rostov. Bam. That's in Russia. Okay, outside of Ukraine. Then here's Vorozhne. Okay, another major city. And Lipetsk, because they got that too, and Moscow's up there. So the Wagner Group, starting in Rostov, went up this highway, the M4, and went into Vorozhne. There's reports that they had gotten into there. There was no picture or video that I had seen similar to like Rostov, but they had gotten up into there, and same with Lipetsk, which these have millions of people in these cities, and they just took them no problem. Okay, they were on their way up to Vorozhne. They were on their way to Moscow this morning, my time, when I had made that post saying, hey, Wagner Group's on the way to Moscow. And literally, as I was at the ER, as I was sitting there, they had announced that they are ending and they're turning around and they're going back to field camps due to a deal with Lukashenko. Let me see if we can find it. Oop, Lukashenko. Lukashenko. I'm trying to find more on that Lukashenko thing though. I've been seeing posts on here about it. I want to know more on that. How much of an impact he's really had. Look at this. The real strategist. All right, from the Wall Street Journal. Wagner steps back from effort to topple Russia's military leadership. Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin says his forces would stop their march on Moscow to avoid bloodshed. Some of the photos. They really took their picture by flowers. They rolled right into Rostov with their tanks. Oh, what the hell? I'm not doing that. Well, I don't want to register or sign up for that. All right, we can do Politico. That's a free article. Wagner forces pull back from Moscow as Prigozhin's rebellion fizzles. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko claims he brokered a truce, which is also extra embarrassing. That's why I'm saying this is so shit for Russia and Vladimir Putin. Anyone simping for this is also a simp cuck. You are a simp cuck if you think that this is strength. Absolutely not. After Vladimir Putin warned of potential civil war in Russia. Rebel fighters loyal to Russia's Wagner mercenary group will stop their advance towards Moscow to avoid a devastating civil conflict, their leader Yevgeny Prigozhin said on Saturday. In a voice recording posted on his Telegram channel, Prigozhin said his troops would turn back after advancing within 200 kilometers of Moscow. They were literally 200 kilometers away. On a day when Russian President Vladimir Putin condemned Wagner's uprising as treason and warned that the country risked toppling into civil war. Prigozhin, smarting over the Kremlin's inept handling of the war in Ukraine, announced early on Saturday that his mercenaries had seized the major southern Russian city of Rostov-on-Don, a logistics hub for Putin's war, and threatened to push onto Moscow. Wagner forces also appeared to be well established in the city of Vorozhne, about 500 kilometers south of the capital. After a day of heightened military tensions with shells fired in Vorozhne and Chechen fighters being dispatched to take on Wagner and Rostov, the uprising suddenly fizzled in the evening. Ultimately, Moscow appears to have an improbable and ambitious target for Prigozhin, and Russia appeared unable to do much to counter Prigozhin in the south. Prigozhin said he was pulling back from the capital to avoid a bloodbath. During this time, we did not spill a single drop of blood on our fighters, he said, taking responsibility for the fact that Russian blood will be shed on one side. We will turn our columns around and go in the opposite direction to field camps, according to the plan. As Wagner advanced over the course of the day, Moscow's mayor declared a counter-terrorism operation, and mechanical diggers carved ditches into the main highway running from the south into the capital to halt Prigozhin's men. But Patriarch Kirill, the head of the Russia's Orthodox Church, exhorted Russians to pray for Putin. It was unclear what Prigozhin meant by returning his men to camps, which is still unknown, and whether Wagner intended to hold its southern positions in Rostov, which it's not looking like it. We're watching that live play out and what's going on in the mill blogger channels, and it's not looking like that. It's looking like they're leaving and they're sad. Yeah, now they're sharing is, damn, they are not happy with Prigozhin at all, that being the Wagner Group. They're sharing it. It looks like they're leaving. It really does, like they're leaving back to somewhere. Moments before Prigozhin's volte-face, Belarusian leader Alexander Lukashenko issued a statement claiming he held talks throughout the day with the outspoken oligarch, a former caretaker nicknamed Putin's chef because of his contracts to supply hot dogs and drinks to the Kremlin. He was a hot dog boy. He made hot dogs. He was put in prison, got out, started a hot dog stand on the corner, got money, invested in restaurants, and became Putin's personal chef, who also owned a private military company. As a result, they came to agreements in the inadmissibility of unleashing a bloody massacre on the territory of Russia. The message from Lukashenko's office read, Yevgeny Prigozhin accepted the proposal of the president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, to stop the movement of armed personnel of the Wagner Company inside of Russia and to take additional steps to de-escalate tensions. At the moment, there isn't a completely constructive and acceptable option of resolving the situation with security guarantees for Wagner PMC fighters on the table. The press release claimed if there are such guarantees, there will be a bitter pill for Putin, who promised to punish the rebels. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be Putin looked weak in the speech already. He already looked like he was scared. He looked fearful. He tried to come across as strong and direct, and he was like twitching and shit, but it really looked weak for him, because when he looks strong, or when Putin tries to play off as he's being strong, he will play propaganda games. He'll not really address the situation. You know, he has like this kind of an energy to him when he's confident, but he'll never like directly address the situation or even get upset. But when he gets like that, he's kind of scared Putin. All in all, it is unclear whether Prigozhin secured any of his big demands, which we're still waiting. I'm still waiting for something about Shoigu. The biggest win for Prigozhin would be that Putin agrees to remove Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu or Chief of the General Staff Valery Gerasimov, both hate figures to the mercenary boss, but it would be a huge concession from the Russian president. We have some rumors so far. I'm still waiting on like official. That was also just posted about an hour ago from Reuters. It's the same article. Same article. So I don't know yet if those contentions or those concessions were met. Putin will side with the ministry to... When does this happen? All right, so this is Rob Lee's take. He has good takes on the situation for overall. I think the catalyst for this was the move by the Ministry of Defense to force all PMCs to sign contracts with them, which likely had Putin's support. There might be a short-term compromise or truce, but I don't think things can go back to normal after this. I don't think anybody can. Oh, I'm trying to think of a good poll to put. Okay, what will happen next? Okay, I'm trying to think of a poll here. Wagner. See. Deal. Hold on. I'm just gonna do this. Shoigu and Gerasimov removed. That's the first option. PMC, Wagner, and Russia continue fighting. I'll just do Wagner and Russia keep fighting. I can't fit PMC there. Wagner returns to Ukraine. I'm trying to write it like Wagner returns to Ukraine, but Prigozhin gets killed. All right, so that one. So you got Shoigu and Gerasimov removed, which is what the Wagner Group wants. Wagner and Russia continue fighting. Wagner returns to Ukraine. Prigozhin's killed, and here eating, and just here eating popcorn. All right, that's your options. All right, what will happen next? Shoigu and Gerasimov removed. Wagner and Russia continue fighting. Wagner returns to UA. Prigozhin's killed. Like, that's the one where all of this is unwritten, and they just send a Wagner back, and Shoigu and Gerasimov. But that's why I'm doing a poll, because there's so many options here of what could happen, or what you think will happen next here in this coup in Russia, which seems to be unwriting itself. Wagner mercenaries start withdrawing from the military headquarters in Rostov. Wagner mercenaries have started withdrawing from the territory around the Southern Military District's headquarters in Rostov, Russian state news media agency TASS has reported, which we are being able to see for ourselves here in the Wagner Telegram channels. They haven't posted, this one hasn't posted since 2:05 now, a little over a half hour ago. But there they are leaving. So that is the Wagner Group mounting up. You can see there's other videos too. They're getting ready to leave. Getting ready to leave Rostov. All of the above, probably. What a balanced poll that is. Holy cow. I'm waiting to find more information on Shoigu yet.
Надеюсь, вы расскажете всем остальным, как это на самом деле здесь что было. Давайте присядем. Давайте, более. Давайте же все, можно написать. Парни, эту камеру хорошо фотографируют на полметра.
Taking photos. See, I saw a comment that says a propaganda campaign. Like, what? I mean, this doesn't help Russia. If like trying to do this, like, you're trying to say this is all one big staged event. What a event that won't help. What an event that'll just cause your country to go into further chaos. That's not usually what they do. They usually will try to do false flag attacks or say something's going to happen, but they do like a self-fulfilling prophecy to ensure that it happens, and then that's like their strategy to benefit Russia. This doesn't benefit Russia at all. It doesn't necessarily benefit Ukraine immediately. It benefits them because it's taking the attention away right now, right? Russia's got problems in their country like haven't been seen in a long time. But in terms of the front lines, though, within Ukraine, they still have the Russian positions there. They still have those lines of defense. That's why I said, regardless of what's going on right now, I hope Ukraine lines up their artillery down here and just starts hammering all of these Russian positions, because that is what is going to be needed. They need to take advantage of the chaos of the situation right now. Oh, here's more documents coming out. Here are more documents found during the search of the office of... If they're searching his office and going through everything, he's not. He's done. He's going to get windowed. So he has doubles too then, huh? That doesn't look like Prigozhin at all. But it's got Prigozhin on there. Evgeny. There he is. That one's him. I don't know who that person is. He's got doubles. They went into his office and took his documents and everything. He's cooked. Ivanov. Is that his hot dog stand ID? That's a security service ID. I think this is what I think. I think Prigozhin will be killed, at least. Like, I mean, and I think Prigozhin will be killed. And now I'm guessing. I'm not that Shoigu and Gerasimov will be removed as in their leadership positions, right? What is this now? I don't know what that means. I don't care. It's how do you come back from this? The T90. You guys remember the T90 that got stuck there? Well, it looks like it's a permanent member of Rostov now. Yeah, doesn't look like that thing's leaving Rostov. Become a tourist attraction there now. Yeah, still stuck where it was earlier. Expensive mistake. Maybe they'll end the refunds and the details. Super dead. Super dead. Gotta take some photos and video. Well, what an anticlimactic ending to this. Here's more of the Wagner fighters saying goodbye. Goodbye, good friends, goodbye in Rostov.
Before you go, could we all sing a song together?
Oh yes, we still have time for a song. You know my favorite song. Would you like to sing it? Oh, yes, we'd love to.
Yes, sí, me gustaría mucho. Hey, this was really fun.
We hope you liked it too.
Seems like we've just begun.
When suddenly we're
through.
Goodbye, goodbye, good friends, goodbye.
'Cause now it's time to go.
But hey, I say, well, that's okay.
'Cause we'll see you very soon, I know.
Very soon, I know.
But when we have to go away, it's kind of sad, but then
I'm dead.
It's nice to know
it won't be long
Till we get to see each other again.
till we meet again. Goodbye, goodbye, good friends, goodbye, goodbye. Today,
Bye now. Bye now. Bear in the big blue house, heaven ass country. Oi. How does this happen? How does this happen? Well, that's Russia. All right, y'all. Well, I don't want to just sit here and be live just to be live. We're going to have coverage tonight anyways, at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. And I think that will be that. All right. Goodbye. Goodbye. Good friends. Goodbye. All right. We'll be live again at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you guys would like to tune in, I'm going to Ukraine myself. So if you're new to the channel, you're going to get exclusive Ukraine content. I leave next weekend for Estonia, and we'll be raising money. I'm going to be driving the vehicle for the money that we fundraised from Estonia to Ukraine. You're not going to want to miss out on that. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one, which again is tonight, 8:15 p.m. Eastern, full actual Ukraine war summary, like what's going on the front lines, unless something crazy happens again in Russia, which I didn't expect yesterday in this coup. We'll also have an update on the coup and what's sitting and what's going on with Shoigu and Gerasimov. I'll update you guys tonight. All right, anything breaking or anything crazy, of course we'll cut in with breaking news like usual, but expect a summary stream tonight of the day, and also just general Ukraine war news updates and events. Have a good night, you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.
I got ice in my veins, loaded guns, I'm insane. Fight for peace in my land, enemies sliding dead. I get shit with my troop, pirate tanks, bulletproof. We attack, we don't play. Don't fuck with Ukraine. Don't fuck with Ukraine. Don't fuck with Ukraine. Don't fuck with Ukraine. You can try to invade with your guns and your tanks. We prepared for the game. We destroy fucking snakes. Be aware of the beasts that will tear you in peace. We attack, we don't play. Don't fuck with Ukraine. Don't fuck with Ukraine. Don't fuck with Ukraine. Don't fuck